The United Nations country team's historic consultation with the Ethiopian government this past September mapped a 5-year growth and transformation plan that will result in Ethiopia's emergence as the newest middle-income country on mainland Africa. The BBC brings you more.
The city has grown so fast over the last decade that it's almost unrecognisable from the Addis I first explored almost 40 years ago. When I first came here, there were a lot of little shops along here, and it was a sort of red light zone as well. Now you can see what's happening. With an economic growth rate, one of the fastest in the world, around about 7, 8, 9, 10%. Ethiopia's capital is booming with buildings. Office blocks, hotels, apartments are just shooting up everywhere. It's almost impossible to find your way around.
The United Nations country team reports that the emphasis on youth and women, in addition to enhanced economic growth, as well as agricultural, social and governance capacity development, are essential to realizing Ethiopia's ambition of becoming a middle-income country by 2015. The projected economic growth is not only being supported domestically, but internationally as well, as Ethiopians in diaspora are playing a key role in the growth of Ethiopia's roaring economy. Following mass migrations in the 1980s, Ethiopians have heavily populated metropolitan areas across the globe. The emergent diaspora community have helped to ensure that international focuses remain on economic investment, as well as agricultural and socio-political developments in Ethiopia. During their UN Week celebrations, the United Nations Association of the National Capital Area partnered with Ethiopian-owned and operated Geoscope Environmental Laboratories to highlight Ethiopia's economic potentials. Against the traditional backdrop of Mascaram Restaurant, the oldest Ethiopian restaurant in Washington, D.C., an influential group of policymakers, analysts, and intergovernmental agencies listened attentively to the promise of Ethiopia's economic future and the steps that must be taken in order to obtain it.
Right here, this is a gathering of intellectuals. That's what this stage is. You know, there's not for example, in the business world, there's not a business plan laid out with all levels of change management, policy analysis that has a timeline with a set action in the end. However, when a project is launched, all those things will be in place.
The United Nations Habitat, based out of Nairobi, Kenya, is responsible for UN initiatives focused on housing and urban development around the world. Washington representative Chris Williams provided insight into UN Habitat projects in water quality and sanitation throughout Ethiopia. He strongly emphasized the need to engage in strategic partnerships that can ensure the success of infrastructure development.
Dealing with these issues systemically is extremely important, because if we have one-off projects that are very successful, then other communities are left out of the picture. The local authority and utility operators are not involved. We've not really done our job. I think the focus here, which lends itself to this next presentation in terms of geospace, is the whole innovation of public-private partnerships and how we can combine that community initiative, innovations that are taking place in low-income areas, together with private companies and entrepreneurs, of which the number is growing enormously in Ethiopia, together with public sector entities who are slowly coming to the conclusion that they themselves cannot deliver services alone, that they need to work in partnership with community organizations and private sector entities to begin to deliver at scale.
In line with the United Nations Habitat's recommendations for public-private sector partnerships are those of Geoscope Environmental Laboratories Program Manager Yodit Negede. Negede outlined Geoscope's observations of technological advancements in water quality and sanitation systems currently used in rural America. These newer, more cost-effective technologies, she believes, may be easily applied to Ethiopia's rapidly urbanizing society. Geoscope suggests that by following trends in tourism that lend themselves to environmental concerns, Ethiopia will be able to sustain its exponential growth in the revenues generated from tourism. Using this approach may make clean water and sanitation the norm in urbanizing Ethiopia.
After 15 years go by, we're expecting that eco-friendly and environmentally sound trends are going to be that we see as trends now are going to be the norm in hospitality. So in order for us to remain on the cusp of what's going on, what will happen in 15 years, we need to start treating this now. So take those private sector interests, merge them with public sector enforcement, and all of a sudden you have employment opportunities in Dejan. You stop people from wanting to crowd the cities. And one of the major benefits is these employment opportunities are not restrictive. They are not restrictive to the city. An inspector needs to travel, so they aren't housed inside of the city necessarily. So you aren't contributing to your dense population within the city limits. You can still expand out.
The optimism and enthusiasm of the next generation of Ethiopian diaspora certainly did not go untested, as they were quickly confronted by representatives from their neighbours to the north. Egyptian lobbyists directly challenged the proposal to support any expansion of Ethiopia's tourism industry.
Tourism is a very water-intensive industry, and I know that. Egypt is prepared to declare a casus belli if really Ethiopia takes more water from the Nile, because there is an international convention that actually forbids Ethiopia to take more water from the Nile.
The discussant at the United Nations Association event, Mr. Jonathan Tadessa, aptly fielded the comments by simply stating the validity of Egypt's claim to the Nile waters have already been addressed by Ethiopia's Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, and no legislation has ever been imposed on Ethiopia by any government with the rightful authority to do so. Despite the special interest, the program's ultimate objectives were undeterred. With discussions of a pilot project underway with Geoscope Environmental Laboratories, Ethiopia's economic development is moving full steam ahead. This is Amy Portsmith, reporting.